Well, that's the unbeaten streak gone for the Mariners. As today we slipped up at home a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers at Blundell Park, and I'm about to review this game and tell you my thoughts on it and how it all went. But before I get to that, I must do this. As we know, last week, Mighty Mariner obviously won the Epsom race for mascots, and he he kindly reminded me about the race that I won, and the Mighty Mariner did win at Epsom last week, I believe it was, so credit to him. Great for obviously the children's charity. Lovely work by Mighty Mariner. So there you go, Mighty Mariner. You have been mentioned on this channel, and I hope that suffices. But now, in fact, when I did watch the race, and he was like Usain Bolt in that race. Took off the other mascots with, well, there was nobody better, was there, really? So, Mighty Mariner with that win at the Epsom races. Congratulations, Mighty. And we built on that with a Man U win, didn't we? So, momentum was on our side. Whereas today, you could say momentum was not on our side, as the Mariners slipped up to a 1-0 home defeat to Bristol Rovers. Now, how would I describe this? A lot of people have used the term after the Lord Mayor's show. I kind of agree with that. Town just seemed a little bit flat. We all went in with like a real buzz after leading out of the Man U game. But we started fairly strong. There was a few changes that were obviously made. The actual 11 that started was Christy Pym in goal, Harvey Rogers at left back, Warren, McJanet and Staunton. Tory started the role that McEachran would. Amarazor, Green, Corey and Vernon were the midfield, with KBA up front on his own. Obviously the bench was Seb Orton, Cam Gardner, George McEachran, Dara Burns, Odor and Danny Rose and Jaden Sweeney was all on the bench. And obviously Camille Conte made a reappearance for Bristol Rovers against his former side, alongside players such as Alex Harrison, Citeru, and of course Josh McEachran, which is George's brother. So, it was George's birthday today, so from me, happy birthday, George. I hope you've had a good day, apart from obviously the result won't be, but happy birthday to George McEachran. I believe he's 27 today. So happy birthday to George. As in regards to the game, it was kind of like what I wasn't surprised what I saw. Town just looked a little bit off. They started well the first 2 or 3 minutes, tried to get that momentum going. It never really materialised. The referee was given some questionable decisions even early on. You were wondering, but early on we were getting the decisions, to be fair. But it just felt flat. The performance felt flat. Everyone was trying. One thing I did notice though, especially throughout the first half, we did not use the width that well, and it was kind of like you could see that Bristol Rovers were playing in a low block. They had a game plan of try and frustrate Grimsby, try and get them on the break. Really, that was Bristol Rovers' main plan. Amazon Burnham, they tried to get on the ball a bit. You could see that Corey wasn't quite at it today. Neither was Getatore. Just it looked like they were in a way trying too hard, and probably a few of them were still feeling the effects of Wednesday night. I'm sure David Artell would not use that as an excuse as to that. It definitely wasn't great. There weren't very many clear-cut chances in the first half either. It was kind of an even half, really. Bristol Rovers sort of like didn't offer too much, but in 27 minutes they got a corner, and it was headed out by Adam Evans. I believe McJanet got onto it, but it fell back for Southern Hales, who, to be fair, it was a nice finish. Got his laces through it, and it went into the back of the net. Not much Christy Pym could do about that. I think he may have been slightly obstructive view-wise, but he would have saw it late, and it dropped in and gave Bristol Rovers the lead. But I think after that, Bristol Rovers had the plan, just sit in. You could see exactly what they were trying to do. They didn't try really and score another one. They were sort of like what you class as a quintessential away performance, really. Nick a goal and then try and hold on to it. They did have a couple of injuries, obviously, throughout the game. And to be fair, I wasn't too sure about a couple of them, but especially the one to Harrison, but it is what it is. You can't fault the effort. I thought Terrell Warren was a standout player for the Mariners today. In the second half, before I came off, I thought Reece Staunton delivered a beauty of a ball in the first half. An absolute beauty, where if anybody had just been coming into that, it would have been probably a tap in. It's too bad Jays just couldn't get to it in the first half. And the try, but you could see the connections weren't there. The passing wasn't as crisp as other days. I would talk about Bristol Rovers, but to be completely honest with you, Bristol Rovers didn't really deliver a great deal. They had another couple of chances throughout the game on the break a little bit, but didn't really make Christy Pym have to do very much. For me, it was tried to play across the park for the Mariners, but there was just something off. You could feel it, and not negatively. Like you could tell they were just a little off. That it wasn't. It just didn't click today. Kieran Green was trying to get us up the field as he always would. Malazar got a strange booking in that first half. I can't work out why he got booked. I really, maybe someone that was over in the Ramsden stand could tell me, what did Malazar get booked for? Even I couldn't quite work that out. It was a strange one. Some of the refereeing decisions were quite soft, but I don't go and blame referees. It's not the reason why we lost that game, to be honest with you, because he didn't have a good game, period. I think you could tell just, Torre just couldn't get into the game, Geza today. He couldn't get into the game. Neither could Vernon. especially in that first half. And after their goal, it was like, they didn't push. We were trying, but the passes just weren't quite with it. And we went in half-time 1-0 behind. I won't say unfairly, I think, but I won't say fairly either. It was, apart from that shot, it was nothing else other than that, really. We didn't really have any what you class as clear-cut, genuine chances. I mean, in the second half, changes were made. Dar Burns came on for Justin Amazo after Justin's booking on 25 minutes. But, Dar came on and George McEachran came on because Geza, like I said, could not really get into it. And we kind of missed George's energy in there. But even when George came on, we definitely looked better in the second half. We upped the tempo a little bit. Still weren't quite fully there. But always felt like we weren't out of the game. We weren't outplayed by Bristol Rovers. In all honesty, we weren't outplayed by them. I mean, I think they were chanting about being better than Man United. Well, no, they weren't. They just took the chance when they got it, and it was just one of them games. I mean, we didn't make any other subs after half time until the last 10 minutes. I mean, every sub that he made. I mean, he brought on 80 minutes. He brought on Cam Gardner and Danny Rose. Danny Rose for his second league appearance. Another 10 minutes for Danny. And Town were pushing throughout the game. I think again, Harvey Rogers was a good outlet. Terrell Warren, put some good tackles in and challenging and blocks him when needed to. O'Doyle came on sort of in injury time for Vernon, trying to push to get that equaliser. Didn't quite happen. I think it was just one of those games, guys, where I think it was, like people have said, after the Lord Mayor show, it was sort of, something wasn't right. Nothing was really clicking. I agreed with all the subs that Artel made. There was no wrong decision by Artel. If we look at the overall match stats just before we finish, Grimsby did have 66% of the ball. So around about 3/4 of the ball, really. Or 2/3 of the ball, I mean. Didn't really do much with it. I mean, we had 12 shots in general, 2 on target. I wish we had probably challenged their keeper a little bit more than we did, because he didn't look comfortable. His distribution wasn't that good. I mean, 33 touches in the opposition's box. Again for Grimsby, 15 for Bristol Rovers. They were slowing things down, Bristol Rovers, in the second half. You could tell that. But there was nothing there to get the crowd excited about. Fair play to the crowd, though. They did stay with the team. I mean, if you look at the fouls committed, Bristol Rovers conceded 15 fouls. The Mariners 9. 8 corners to 9, so it was like that. But nothing really came in the corners either. It was kind of, apart from that one where it broke out and some nails scored, nothing else otherwise. 12 shots for the Mariners, only 7 for Bristol Rovers. Shots on target, 3 for Rovers and 2 for us. Shots on target, 5 for us. Passes wise, we had over double Bristol Rovers attacks, 448 to 220 passes wise. Pass accuracy around about 79% to only 50% of Bristol Rovers. Backward passing, we made 59 to their 29. Forward passes, 172 for the Mariners, 132 for Bristol Rovers. Long balls, they did 80 long balls to our 67. Again, what I still say about the long ball is that we're playing it in a good way. There's always ends to a meme where one of the wingers or one of the attacking players always has the chance to be able to run onto it. And Jay's tried his hardest today. It was just a game that it just wasn't to be today. I mean, 28 crosses to their 17, but a lot of our crosses didn't really lead to many chances, really. But that cross by Staunton at the end of the first half, about 44 minutes in, that was what a peach of a ball that was. If someone had just have got on the end of it. I mean, if you look at this as well with defensively, we won 64% of our tackles. They made 15 fouls. We only had 1 card. They had 3. Total clearances 33 to 26. It was all about us, really. They didn't come and really cause a great deal of trouble. But fair play to Bristol Rovers as well. You've got to say they played the low block, which I've already spoke about, and they played it well. The referee didn't help with certain decisions. Like I said, I'd like to know what Justin actually got booked for, because I could not work out what he was getting booked for. Some of the decisions were very strange. Some of them were soft by the referee, but it was just a game, guys, where it just wasn't Grimsby's day. It was just one of those days where I think we could have played all day, another hour and a half, another 2 hours, and still not scored. It was just one of those days, And hopefully it's just a blip, which I'm almost sure it will be. And it's just one we have to take on the chin, really. If we look as well at other scores around the league today, which is what I'm going to start doing on these videos. Barrow 0, Fleetwood 1. Crewe Alexandra 0, Swindon 3. Barnet and Colchester battled out a 1-1 draw. Bromley got a 2-0 win over Harrogate. Cambridge United did beat Newport County. Chesterfield were 2-0 down to Crawley, but came back to get a 2-2 draw. Obviously, Aberystwyth Grimsby 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Milton Keynes Dons 0, Walsall 1. A good win there for Walsall. Oldham 0, Gillingham 1. Still unbeaten under Gareth Ainsworth since he's been in charge of Gillingham. Shrewsbury Town 0, Accrington 0. And Tranmere Rovers 1, Notts County 2 is all that's happened today over in League 2. And it leaves the standings where the Mariners have fell outside the playoff places with that first defeat, lying in 8th. Gillingham lead the way on 14 points, followed by Chesterfield, Bromley, Crewe, Swindon, Walsall and Millwall are in the Milton Keynes. Sorry, Milton Keynes, but just outside is Grimsby on 8th, Fleetwood. There's only a point between, literally between 9th and 3rd. So Bristol Rovers have gone up to 16th with that win. They now on 7 points. Back-to-back wins for them as well. And down at the bottom, Shrewsbury Town, even though they got a draw today, second bottom on goal difference, and bottom of the table is Cheltenham. So like I said, guys, it's a result we've got to sort of take on the chin. You never want to lose, but I always said, and I said to a few guys coming out the stadium, you can't win them all, and we were never going to win them all. So it's now about how we respond to that defeat. We do have a Virtue Trophy game coming up midweek against Bradford before we head back into action during the international break. When I believe we're MK Dons coming up the following weekend. So I'll do a little bit of a review on the Virtue Trophy. I won't do a preview on that, but I will do a review on it. So guys, we lie in 8th, 11 points from 6 played. That's still a really good start to the season, really. Still a really good start. Just a game where the lads didn't turn up. If you were at the game today, credit to 7,406. Credit to around about 400 Bristol Rovers fans that did travel up. That would have been a long trip, a long 5-hour trip down there and back. So credit to them. They come away with the win. The Mariners, unfortunately, lose for the first time this season. But do leave me your thoughts down below on what you guys thought. Once again, congratulations to Mighty Mariner on the Epsom win, of course. So credit to him. But it's a game that will soon be forgotten, I'm sure. Nothing to really write home about. Let me know what your thoughts on the game is, and I'd be interested to know how you saw the game. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And also any news that breaks, transfer news in the next couple of days, as the transfer window closes on Monday at an early time of 7 p.m. So I'm going to come on at the end of that and do a video just for any last minute deals that town do get done. But do like, do share, do subscribe, do comment. Let me know what you thought down below. And like I said, guys, it's one that we have to accept. It was just not our day today. A 1-0 defeat to Bristol Rovers. And I will see you guys soon in the next one. Until then, guys, up the Mariners. And I'll see you soon. Ta-da for now. 8th, still not bad. Take that. Let's do it.